Speaking of ICE, younger people are often cooled to the notion of actively pursuing their spiritual life through church attendance, but that is not a hard and fast rule. In fact, it could be changing. For more, let's welcome pastor of the City Church, Judah Smith. Judah is the author of the book, How's Your Soul? Why Everything That Matters Starts with What's Inside You, or with the inside you, I should say. And this book is out on the stands today as it's been released. Judah joins us from Newsmax, New York. First of all, Judah, congratulations on your new book, and we're glad to have you here tonight on Newsmax Prime.
Thanks, JD. It's good to be with you this evening, and yeah, I'm excited to help people with their soul.
You have been described as Hollywood's A-list pastor. As a matter of fact, last year, you and Justin Bieber, you were at the Staples Center, and in essence, it became a mega church during one of Bieber's concerts. He credits you for helping him renew his connection with God. What have your A-list ties taught you, and what do you think you've been able to teach those famous folks about the walk?
I think you'd be surprised to know that whether you're an A-lister or maybe you don't make any kind of renown, I think we all face the same kind of issues in life, and we all have the same necessities and essentials for our existence and for living. And so whether you're known or not as well known, I think we all have the same issues. We all need faith, hope, and love, for instance. And of course, meeting with people of renown or people of influence, you realize that those needs are there. Maybe they're a bit magnified because of the platform and the influence and some of the scrutiny that they endure. But I've said it once, I'll say it again, I feel like Justin has possibly taught me more about life than maybe I've even taught him. His experiences have allowed him to have an incredible perspective on the world, and I'm incredibly proud of him and his progress and his growth and frankly how he's using his platform even on the Purpose Tour.
Well, not only the young and famous, but the young and less famous, demographically collectively known as millennials. At least according to the latest public opinion surveys, it appears they are much less interested than older folks in spirituality. According to the Pew Research Center, only 27% of millennials attend services on a weekly basis, compared to 38% of baby boomers and 51% of the silent and greatest generations each. Why do you think that is?
I think millennials are incredibly in tune to what is real and what is fake and what is authentic and what's not. And maybe that's the inundation of social media and the technological age, which they have been raised in their whole life. And someone recently asked me, what's your take on the millennials' kind of hesitation with religion? And I said, well, first of all, I don't blame them. I can understand it. A lot of horrible, deplorable things have been done in the name of God and as his representatives. And so if you've done any kind of backstory, history, or research, you know that religion has been used to do some pretty divisive stuff in the world and in culture. And so I actually think we have an incredible opportunity on our hands. We have a generation who is craving authenticity and what's genuine and what's real. And I believe with all my heart that that's a good thing, and that God is real and his love is real. And so we actually are seeing an incredible influx in communities of faith that are genuine, authentic, open, and are on a journey like everybody else. And so, like I said, our community has seen an extraordinary growth in the area of millennials, but I think the essential is that we continue to be authentic in who we really are.
Now, you made mention of the fact that you're seeing an expansion of interest among millennials. We understand your LA church draws more than 1,500 millennials to services on a weekly basis. Is it the authenticity that you've talked about that makes your service a bit different from perhaps traditional fellowships of faith?
Yeah, I think authenticity and probably connectivity. One of our statements is we're a small church, maybe with a lot of people, and that of course speaks to the idea that each and every individual is of infinite value before God and hopefully in each of our hearts. And so our passion is that people truly experience genuine and authentic community, not just another gig or a show. And so whether it's in LA or Seattle or a community that we're growing in Guadalajara, our passion is to experience true interconnectedness, true relationship. And I believe from the ancient scriptures, we're relational beings, we're designed for community. and we need each other. And so as a result, we're seeing incredible progress. And again, kudos to the millennial generation. The millennials, I think they're extraordinary. I love how they think. I love who they are, and I think they can teach a lot of us a lot about life and what it's all about.
So you've got your book here now to accompany the good book. Your new book, How Is Your Soul? Now, you know, growing up and still to this day, one of the grand old hymns of the church was, "It is well with my soul." Tell me about the idea behind the title of your book, How's Your Soul?
I love that song, by the way. Well, the truth is this project started a few years ago. You know, my job really, and it's a thrill and it feels like a calling, is to connect with people and make sure they're doing okay, to add value, encourage, build up. And so in the process of texting or phone calling, I would ask the question we all ask our friends and relatives, hey, how are you? How you doing? How's your day? And it was the pat answer in return. I'm good, great, okay, not so good. And I recognized that it was becoming white noise and elevator music. And so I started probing a little bit deeper and texting friends and calling saying, how's your soul? And the response was incredibly telling and also challenging. How am I really doing on the inside? Responses such as, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. How can I know? And it started me on a journey of saying, hey, what's more important, the outside or the inside? And I think life is lived inside out, not outside in. And so I started to kind of jump into this idea and this concept, and of course going to the ancient scripture as the context and the manuscript, discovered that the Bible emphasizes far more your inside than your outside. And as a result, I think we're experiencing more profound relationship, connection, and possibly even spiritual growth.
Pastor Judah Smith. Great new book, How's Your Soul? Why Everything That Matters Starts with the Inside You. The book released today. And Pastor Judah Smith, we very much appreciate your time here as you join us tonight on Newsmax Prime from Newsmax, New York. Blessings to you, your ministry, and success with your new book. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Now, just ahead, the stock market is approaching the 19,000 mark. Coming up, we reflect on today's importance to the history of Wall Street as Newsmax Prime continues on your street and beyond. You see the City of Angels there, Miami, Florida here. It's nighttime in America, and you're with Newsmax Prime.